Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Was the Deadpool and Wolverine, guys. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're new. Yes, that's correct. I indeed have 4 more channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. All the links will be down in the description, so go ahead and obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family, guys. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post, because I do post a hell of a lot. So without further ado or wasting more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode? Let's begin now, guys. So the last part that we left off, Naruto freed himself from his confines. As he started to explore the village, he found himself at the ramen shack, and he fell in love with the ramen as he asked Ayam to marry him. Finding out that Toki was the one that created, he proposed to Toki as well. However, he got rejected as he left with a broken heart. He made his way as he started to go through the village when he came across Kushina Uzumaki. At first he thought that she was the other redhead that he met. However, Kushina was fully aware of who he was, and the fact that he was in the village was not good. She tried to stop him, however, he proved to be stronger than she thought as she started to chase after him. He kicked her into a bin as he leaped over the roof. Asuma and the others decided to get involved as they started to chase after him. Making his way, Naruto came across 2 other beauties. It was Anko and Kurnai, as he sat down and spoke with them for a while. They though were trying to get him, realizing that he wasn't supposed to be in the village and whoever his target was, it wasn't a good thing for him to be here. Kushina soon arrived as they all tried to attack him, including Asuma, Hayate, and Genma. However, Naruto was more flexible and stronger than they thought. Not only did he evade them all, he was able to bypass their techniques rather easily. And he ran away to the forest. That was until Minato arrived. Upon arriving on the scene, Minato told Naruto that it was over as he brought him back. Minato checked out what he said and it was 100% correct. Therefore, he was willing to pay him the full amount, as long as his assistance was in the upcoming battle. For the next couple of days, Naruto proceeded to stay within the Anvu parameters, not knowing exactly where it was. After all, Minato did not fully trust him. As the day went by and time went by, the finals finally came around. During the finals, Mito proved herself, along with several others as well, that they were in need of the title of Chunin. While that was going on, Naruto was relaxing, finally getting back his wonderful blades, gifted to him by the man that he came to see as a father, Yamamoto. The blades were not normal though. However, Naruto had yet to use their special function. The moment the invasion began, Naruto was like a one-man army. He wiped out 75% of the Sound Ninjas on his own. The Sand Ninjas, realizing they were tricked, proceeded to run for their life, knowing that their numbers would be hitting 0 if they stay around. The Konoha Ninjas found themselves actually having more numbers than they knew what to do with. After all, Naruto was able to wipe out a great portion of the forces. That is when he jumped to the roof and he cut directly through the barrier, showing that the blades were not normal. After all, Yamamoto was one of the top men that worked on Zabuza and the other 7 ninja swordsman blade. So, having this in his disposal, it was one of the most finest and powerful weapons that was known to man at the moment. But Naruto tend not to use their more powerful functions. But the mere fact that they could cut through an entire powerful barrier that the envoys, and there was 10 of them, failed to do, just show how powerful the blades actually were. Upon getting inside, a battle began, as Naruto chose to fight alongside Minato until Orochimaru decided to tell him that he was his father. Shocked, unable to believe what he was hearing. The problem was Minato was able to seal away the reanimations, hold them for long enough so that he could seal them away later. After all, the man had had a lot of time to study and learn about all jutsus within the Forbidden Scroll. Orochimaru would have got his head blown off, but Naruto jumped in the way. The Rasengan tore his mask off as he saved his father, the man that he believed was. Minato was shell-shocked though, as he saw Naruto's hair, and saw his face for the first time. It couldn't be, he thought to himself. Running away, Kushina was actually coming back with her daughter after they took the One-Tails down. The big problem was she saw him. She tried to stop Orochimaru, but Naruto punched her away. And she saw his face. Kushina couldn't believe it as she watched her son pass by. Shock, confusion marred her face. Some time passed by as the village was getting back on hand. Despite his betrayal, Naruto had lived up to his promise. He had wiped out 75%, almost 80% of Orochimaru forces, showing that his power was on a completely different level than them. So Konoha ninjas, the numbers of their deaths was extremely small, around 2 or 3. They came out on top despite their losses, as Kushina and Minato were talking to Jiraiya. Jiraiya wondered if they were just imagining things, but the both of them were dead serious. It was him. It was their son Naruto. They had yet to tell Mito about this, not wanting to raise their hope because they had no idea where Naruto was or what he was currently doing. However, Jiraiya promised that he would find him and tell him everything. So with that, the Sannin headed out. Meanwhile, at a different base, Orochimaru was filling Naruto's head with nonsense, convincing him and telling him everything. Orochimaru had a lot of proof because he was the one that kidnapped Naruto. But Naruto was none the wiser of any of this as he listened to the man, and he was being pulled into the darkness. So yeah guys, basically let's play it off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. So to begin this new episode, just give me the bottle. As he took the bottle away and placed it down on his table, leaning back, Naruto was not having a good day. He hasn't been having a good week. Scratch that. He hasn't been having a good month. As he leaned back in his chair, he was in a bar, sitting in the corner, drinking himself away. Normally, anyone else that drank this much would have alcohol poisoning, but this couldn't kill him. He hasn't come across anything that could yet. Now you might be asking yourself, why is one of the most ruthless, brutal mercenaries having a bad day? Well, things have become too emotional. First of all, he betrayed a contract. Naruto had always promised himself that once he was given something to do, he wouldn't fail, and he would never go against his employer. However, in his moment of weakness, he betrayed Konoha for Orochimaru, the man that he recently found out was his father. Yes, his father, of all people in the world. Well, given their psychotic tendencies, he supposed it wasn't that far off. However, learning that you are a lab experiment, that you have no real identity, you were created to be a mass weapon of destruction and havoc. Granted, that is how he lived his life, but truly knowing that is what you are. Strangely enough, it took its toll on him. He was not really an emotional person. Well, he was, but it was hard to define. He doesn't really let things bother him. After all, There was no one better at killing than him in the Elemental Nation. And to do that kind of job, you had to easily let things go. Yet, the fact that he betrayed Konoha, for some goddamn reason he couldn't let that go. But it wasn't just that. Orochimaru's words, they seemed truthful to him. The evidence was there. Everything was there to back it up. There were photos, everything. However, he just had a bad gut feeling like something was wrong. You know, the last time we met like this, we were both on opposite sides, gazing up. Naruto looked to see Gurren standing there. He was surprised to see her again, giving her dine and dash. He thought he would never see her again, but it seems like he was wrong. You know, of all the people, I expected to see Superman more than you here. What? He simply waved it off as he started to drink once again. She sat down. Orochimaru-sama sent me, she said. Naruto blinked as he looked up towards her. Sama. Yes, I work for him. Starting with the truth. I like a girl that doesn't go around and speak lies, Naruto said with a knowing smile. However, he was still drinking. So, our first meeting. I guess that wasn't a coincidence. He placed a hand to his heart. Truly a shameful act. You ravishing my body, taking advantage of me when you were only a spy. Don't look at me, he said, hiding his face. You've truly stained my honor. What do you think I am? Some kind of man whore, he said to her. I suppose he told you to just watch me, but you stripped me down. And you took me on the ride of my life. Which was amazing, but still. He covered himself up. Shameful, shameful girl. Enough, she said, her cheeks becoming a bit red at the memory. None of that is true. When I met you, I had no idea who you are. While I have heard of Deadpool, I've never seen or heard who's under that mask before. So that was a complete coincidence. However, my master was speaking about you. I was forced to tell him what happened. A loyal one, huh? You've been gone from his presence for a long time now. It's only been a week. It's been 2 months. Really? Huh. I guess I blacked out for a month. But that doesn't explain the other 2 weeks. Let's just leave that in the past. He said, looking towards her. So you're trying to tell me that you had no idea who I am when you took advantage of me? First of all, I did not take advantage of you. We had a lovely night together. Yes, a lovely night. In the morning you left, leaving me without even an explanation. Gurren turned her head away. Look, can we not talk about that? Why? Do you not want to talk about how we slipped out of our clothing? How our hot, sweaty forms were pressing up against each other. And when we... Enough! She accidentally shouted, her cheeks becoming red. As the people in the bar turned their gaze towards her, Naruto started to chuckle. It's good to have a good laugh, and you're easy to tease. But say I believe you. What do you want? Said Naruto. He wants you to come back. You know he's my father. Yes, I heard, she said. Maybe that's where I get the tongue thing from, said Naruto, as he stick his tongue out and start to waggle it. But mine can't extend as far as his. But I'm sure that it was more than enough, wasn't it? He said towards her. Once again, he got under her skin. However, she kept her features calm and relaxed, not making him bother her as much as he think he was doing. She took a breath. Why did you leave? Finding out you're the son of a great man like Orochimaru-sama. Why do you see that as something bad? Great man. Look, I am a horrible person and I know that because of my actions. So don't sit there and justify that he's some kind of great person. And besides, be whoever the hell you want. Those things never bother me. You're wrong. Orochimaru-sama is a great man. He took me in. After I lost everything, I was alone. I had nothing, no one. And I'm not the only one as well. He created a land of sound for those who had nothing. Runaway shinobis, orphans. It might be small, it might be not as wealthy as the other countries, but it is a place where the outcasts, the lonely can come and have a new life. Be with people that understand what it means to not have an identity, to not understand yourself, to be out of the loop. So, being a son of that man who's done all of this, I think you would have taken that with pride, given your track record. Why? Does it bother you, she asks. Naruto took a big swig of what he was drinking before he placed it back down. It doesn't, he said. However, that was a lie. I've been on the road for my entire life. I'm not the kind of person to just stay one place, be a part of some kind of family. Well, things are not exactly like that. Where you're going to go, besides? We always move all over the world. What is this? Some kind of introduction into your world, said Naruto. Is it because we slept together? He figured that you would play on my feelings. It's nothing like that. But if you don't want to come back, fine. It's not like we're going to force you after all. You did kill an abnormally amount of sound ninjas. Frankly, all of the lower sound ninjas despise you and want to kill you. I figured that would be the case, said Naruto. And what about you? I have no reason to end your life, she said. You've done nothing to me. As long as you don't do anything that harm Orochimaru-sama, we will be okay. Is that so, said Naruto. How about we be more than okay then? As he started to crawl his fingers over towards her hand. However, she grabbed his hand. No, I'm not here for that. And we're not going to be doing that again. That was a stressful one-time moment. I'm here for more important business. You know, I am feeling a bit stressed right now. I mean, I never achieved my dream. Your dream? What's that, she asks. Oh, it's simple. He motioned for her to lean in. She narrowed her gaze, however she did, lean forward. As he looked around, she was wondering what the hell he was going to say. What was so secretive? I'm Batman, he said. She pulled back. What? You see? No one even recognized me as what I am, because I never achieved my dream of becoming the darkness in the night. Batman, he said. She looked at him like he was crazy as he started to drink once again. Oh, where are my manners, he said as he poured her a cup and pushed it over towards her. I'm not here. If you don't drink, we don't talk. Besides, we're in a bar. What's the point? Unless you're going to get up on the table. No, that would be a show. Gurren placed a crystal towards his throat. And this would be a better one, she said. Whoa, sharp. As Naruto poked it. Extremely sharp, he said. She pulled it away. Fine, she said as she reached. However, you're going to come back with me one way or another. I thought you said I'm not being forced into doing so. You're not. However, I don't intend on failing Lord Orochimaru-sama. You know he's not here. You can just call him Orochimaru. I mean, I don't see the big deal. Put some respect on his name. He is your father after all. Yeah, don't remind me. What kind of wicked father creates a son and don't give him the same ability to extend his tongue like him? Do you have any idea how much popular I would be with the girls if I could do that? Maybe if I just tug on it, it would stretch. Who knows? Enough of your nonsense, she said. I see what you're doing. You keep on changing the subject, trying to prevent me from talking about what we're supposed to do. You know, given the fact that I'm his son, that means I'm going to be in charge over most people. One of those people are actually you. Given how you respect him, fear as well, I can see. You will basically be my subordinate, he said to her. Nothing has been guaranteed, especially given your attitude about coming back. So don't sit there and act like I work for you. Fine, he said, raising his hand. Disrespecting your master, son, if that's what you want. Time and time again you keep on hurting me. First, you ravaged me, and then you left me alone. And now, you're unwilling to listen to my orders. What else do you want from me? A ring? A proposal? Fine. One will be coming soon enough. Just let me drink, damn it. Gorin looked at him as if he was crazy, as Naruto started to drink once again. She sighed as she started to drink as well. After telling Orochimaru what happened, he told her to bring him back, and she intended on doing so. However, the night went more wild than she thought. The next morning, oh shit, Gorin thought as she opened her eyes. She couldn't believe that this happened again. She looked down, lifting the covers to confirm her theory. Damn it, damn it, damn it, she cursed. And this time, she was the one that started it. She was drinking. She could hold her liquor, but he kept on saying things that were flirtatious, and also she shook her head. He got her all hot and bothered. Realizing that it was late, she suggested that they stay in this town for tonight. And she came to his damn room. It happened once again. She turned her gaze as she noticed a note on the pillow nearby. Shit. Not only did she screw up, she screwed up and let him get away. Picking up said note, there was a drawing of himself with his hand up like he was waving. She pulled herself up as she started to get dressed. Orochimaru-sama knew about his great skills and, well, strength, knowing that it would be hard to bring him back. That is why she was just sent here to talk, to try and convince him. Right now the Sannin was busy, lacking on a lot, having lost a great portion of his men. However, they could easily be replaced. The problem, he lost the reanimations rather easily to Minato. Things didn't work out as well as he thought they would. Gorin heard something as she turned her gaze. The door opened as Naruto stepped inside, holding a tray of food, still dressed in his normal clothing. And that's how I felt when you left me alone, said Naruto. However, I'm so much of a good person that I decided not only to come back, but to bring you something to eat as well. Gorin was surprised as he brought it over and placed it on the bed. She looked at him. What? I'm sure that we're both hungry after last night. I know I was, he said. She narrowed her gaze down towards the food, as she wasn't expecting this. You think I'm trying to poison you, he said. If you do recall, you were the one that came to my room. Her face turned a bit red as she looked away, causing Naruto to chuckle. She sat down as she started to eat. She had to ask, why didn't you try to leave? He shrugged his shoulders. I like you, he said. As crazy and apocalyptic as this might sound, I don't really have much friends. And we're like sex buddies. It only happened twice. Well, twice is more than once, said Naruto, causing her to glare at him. Besides, you're fun to hang out with and drink with, said Naruto. Not to mention amazing in the sack. So yeah, I like hanging out with you. I got a mission this morning, and I figure you can tag along if you want. What? My job was... Jobs, Mom, said Naruto, waving her off. Besides, I'm sure that my father would have no problem of allowing one of his top people to tag along with me to ensure my safety. Really? Your safety? She said, looking at him. What? Can't I be comforted? Can't I be little spoon for once? Not exactly. Especially with how fast you heal, she said to him. Fine, you can be the dominated one, and I can be the feminine one. You can wear the pants in the relationship. So, eat up and get ready. We leave in 45 minutes. Wait, I didn't say I was going anywhere with you. Well, you didn't say no either, said Naruto. I'll be outside enjoying the morning air. With that, he left. Orochimaru did not give her a specific time that she should bring him back. However, damn it, she cursed as she started to eat. She would have to tag along, she told herself, despite enjoying the time that she was spending with him. Meanwhile, that was going on. It's been 2 months since the attack on the Hidden Leaf Village. Since those 2 months has passed, Jiraiya has been on the road searching for Naruto. The problem was, Deadpool was a hard person to find. There was only a select few people that could find out his whereabouts or could contact him. And those were the people that hired him. And all of those people, majority of them were horrible people. And Jiraiya had no contact with any of them. However, there was one, and one of his spies was near in their little group. It was this morning that he got information on the subject, on a possible trace of how to find Deadpool. For someone that is rather risque and do whatever he please, he's a difficult person to find. To think, this entire time, their son has been right there in front of them, and no one had any idea. Damn it. Back at the village, Minato Namikaze was in his office. The more time passed by, the more it started to feel like he was never going to see Deadpool ever again. The fact that he never got the opportunity to even name his own son. That blasted Sanin. The next time they came face to face, there would be nothing to hold him back from delivering a swift and brutal death to the man, to repay all of his crimes, stripping his child away from him, preventing him from being a father to his son. They haven't told Mito anything, as she did not know anything. They figured that it was for the best, not wanting to give her a headache knowing that she would have to put this on her conscience to go out and find him, as they had this covered. But Minato believed that they would, and they would be a family again. His son would return. Kushina was going through the same thing as we speak. 2 months. Kushina was not a very patient person, and the more time passed, the more worse it got. She wanted to go out there and search herself now, despite knowing that she would just find nothing. After all, in terms of searching, Jiraiya was far better than her. But still, he was right under her nose. She touched him. She fought him. He was right here, her baby boy growing up to be. She could only imagine what he's been through. What he had been put through by that damn blasted snake. However, from what she was told by Minato, it seems like Naruto never actually stayed with Orochimaru, but he did experiment on him. Now that explained the claws that came from his knuckles. That material was extremely powerful but also heavy, yet he wielded it with such ease and grace. Not to mention his blade work. He, single-handedly, he nearly almost wiped out every forces, killing around 80% of them. That was the part as well. He was ruthless. Granted, it was needed to be a ninja in this world, but as of right now, he was one of the most feared and deadly mercenary out there. The mere mention of his name to some people was a one-way ticket, because he's never failed a mission. That was his main thing. Well, until now. However, people did not know. No one knew that Minato had paid him or anything. No one knew much about what go on here. Not to mention he didn't really fail. His job was to eliminate as much Sound Ninja as possible. The fact that he betrayed them in the end, things took a nasty turn. When she get her hands on the Sani, she was going to rip him limb from limb with her bare hands. Mom! She snapped her gaze up, forgetting where she was, as she was in the middle of helping Mito with Fuinjutsu. She was not the only one. Sakura was also there as well, as she was helping the girl with medical ninjutsu. Time skip. On the road. Where are we even going? Gurren asked. Nowhere from here, said Naruto, as the both of them were. Nearby, what seemed to be a small cliff. Down below there was a road that headed towards Wind Country, the opposite way heading towards the land of Earth. What are we doing? Gurren said. I need to know what is going on. I was instructed to capture someone that is passing through this area and return them to my instructor. And who is this person? She asks. Have no idea. However, they're really important, and they got messed up in something really important as well. So that's all, said Naruto. Now, we wait. How guaranteed are you on this intel that they will pass through this area? 100%. This person has never let me down before. However, there is always a first time. And what if that first time is with you? Man, you would have to be cursed or something. What? Why would I be cursed? Well, let's just watch and see. Gurren turned her gaze downwards as she waited. She then saw a caravan. As she turned there, where the hell is he? She thought. As Gurren turned, as she looked toward a tree nearby, Naruto stood in the shadow of the tree, wearing a strange mask on his original mask, with two pointy ears, and he was now surrounded by a black cloak. What the hell are you doing? I'm Batman, he said. What? Come on, I told you it was my dream, he said to her. Fine, go ahead and ruin my fun, as he took it off and threw it away. She looked at him and rolled her eyes. There's a target, she said. Naruto looked down. Right on time. Wait, what the hell is that? Something was falling from the sky pretty quickly. Pulling his mini knife out, Naruto threw it. It stabbed into the object and knocked it away. Boom! An explosion went off. Descending down on a bird was two people. As Naruto narrowed his gaze, Gurren's eyes went wide as she saw the clothing. Shit, it's the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki. I've heard of them. We have to get out of here. Now, she said. Are you crazy? I have a mission to complete, and I don't fail missions. However, you can be helpful. Why don't you go and secure the target? You will know him when you see him. He's kind of wealthy. Do you have any idea who you're going to be going up against? The Akatsukis comprise of all S-rank members. Orochimaru Sama was once a part of this group. They will kill you. It seems you haven't heard, said Naruto. I am unkillable. Now go. They're coming. Gurren frowned. Damn it, she cursed. Not knowing what she must do in this, it's not like she could forcefully drag him away. But for some odd stupid reason she listened to him and made her way down there. Hey! Hi boys! Naruto said, waving, caught in their attention even more. They descended down. Deidara, Sasori, two powerful members on the organization. Deidara was the first one to speak. How dare you interrupt my art, he said. That explosion was going to be magnificent. Ah, an art lover. I can never understand you guys. It's like you get some sexual pleasure out of your art. You don't understand what it means to know and truly express art. So be quiet. Deadpool, Sasori said. You know of me. I'm honored. After all, you are the Akatsuki. And you know of us as well, Sasori said. Pretty much. Isn't this the guy that we wanted to recruit, but we couldn't find him? Yes, he is. You wanted to recruit me. Naruto placed a hand over his chest. Oh my god, I'm honored. However, I do like to work alone. Well, if not alone, not in a large group, so nah. However, that person down there, I need him to come with me. So can you guys... Wait, are you even a guy? I mean, what the hell are you? Oh my god, said Naruto as he stood back. Are you Bulbasaur? What? Oh, you were hunched over, so I thought. My mistake. Guess I was just thinking of Pokemon. What the hell are you talking about? Deidara said. Never mind, said Naruto. So, where did we leave this? Your place or mine, Naruto asked. They looked at one another before Deidara sent several birds flying down towards Naruto, flipping and jumping and dodging as they went off. However, unfortunately, they created a rock slide. Shit, Naruto said as he dived off, splitting the giant boulders in half, cleaving through and dashing through them. However, Deidara bird flew past him, a sorcery tail extended beyond his cloak. He lashed out to pierce right through Naruto, but Naruto twists in mid-air, which was impossible. He grabbed the tail as he pulled himself downwards. His feet came down, but sorcery moved with enough force to pull his tail from Naruto's hand as it whipped around. Naruto ducked as he ducked under Deidara as well. He rolled and pushed himself right through Deidara's legs, flipping on the other side before he split the bird head in half. I guess we're going down, said Naruto, as he jumped off, landing on the side of the wall as he watched them plummet down to the ground. However, they created another bird before they could land. Several flying insects were shot towards Naruto as he ran on the wall. Holy shit, this bitch is really trying to blow me up, Naruto thought as he ran, everything behind him exploding to pieces. He finally jumped up on the surface only to see, what the hell? A giant spider was waiting on him. Deidara smirked. Guts! Boom! The entire place exploded as Naruto was thrown violently. His body started to fall downwards. Deidara flew his owl straight nearby, intending on catching the corpse. But at the last possible moment, Naruto's eyes snapped open as he grabbed onto the bird's leg. He pulled himself upwards. Deidara ducked under the first blow, however, he never expected Naruto to lash out with his right hand, because Sorcerer had lashed out with his tail. Yet Naruto twists through the both of them as he slapped Deidara clear across the face with a crazy amount of force. Didn't your mother ever told you not to just go around blowing people up, said Naruto. The fabric that was on his hand was torn up, as he had brought his hand up to take the brunt of the explosion, so his face was still secured. Sorcerer brought his tail back down. All he was successful in doing though was puncturing the bird. As Naruto flipped, he bent as he dodged the tail once again. Where the hell is that coming from? Oh, don't tell me. It's coming from your butt? Naruto flipped over. As he brought his blade down, it clashed with the thing. Naruto smirked. Now let's see what's more powerful, your butt tail or my blade. However, he felt something crawling on him. Both men jumped away. It's over, said Deidara, falling down. Guts! Boom! The entire thing went up in a violent blast, swallowing Naruto in mid-air. Both of them landed on the opposite side. However, the problem was, the convoy was empty, and the guards that were hired to protect the men, they were dead. Pink crystals, having ended their life. Where the hell did he go? Sorcerer said. Damn it, his partner. Deidara said he was just a distraction. Well, I suppose all that ends well. He did become art, seeing it and living it and dying in it for all of eternity. That is not it, you idiot. We had a job to do. Well, at least he's dead. Hey, asshole! Looking down, Naruto was standing there, now on the ground. His clothing had been shredded and torn. Majority of his face mask had been torn up. His hands and legs, as his butt was exposed. However, underneath Naruto's flesh, you could see the powerful metal as his body started to heal. It only took 3 seconds for him to fully heal. Mumbling to himself, Naruto ripped off his clothing as he turned his back. "Don't look at my tushy," he said. He unsealed a scroll that was sealed into his wrist. As he pulled out a new set of clothing and started to put it on, now fully dressed, as he strapped himself up and placed on his mask. "It's a good thing that I have a lot of those, but it's a real pain in the ass to get one of them destroyed, so I'll need reparation. I'll take either one of you. Don't worry. I'll be gentle at first," said Naruto. "Kill him," Sorcerer said. "With pleasure," said Deidara. Now that Naruto was below them, Deidara simply lit up the entire valley. As explosions after explosions came raining down, the road that once exists right here was no more. Deidara blew it to sunders, along with Naruto, they believe. And that is what you call true art. There is no way he could survive that wonderful explosion in a split second, eviscerating, erasing, and also creating a new. "That's my art," he said, tears in his eyes. "Are you really crying right now?" Sorcerer asks, "What? Can't a man love his art?" "I knew it," said Naruto. "You're one of them that diddle his art, don't you?" Deidara's eyes went wide, shocked to the voice that he was currently hearing. He moved, but it was too late. His left arm was removed. He jumped away and landed as Naruto held the arm in his hand. "Whoa, freaky. Oh my god, you have a mouth in your hand. I mean, seriously. I mean, god damn. Do you have any idea how convenient that would be? There would be no need for women, anything at all. You... Oh, I see. That is why you're so obsessive about your art. A one-time boom, a shoot, a squirt, and having these pleasurable things in your hands. I mean, the hand is one thing already, but to have something like this." As Naruto started to flick his finger across the mouth. "Hey, can I borrow this?" Deidara glared at him. "You're gonna pay for that." Sorcerer, on the other hand, was wondering how the hell did he get behind him? Was he truly that fast? Not to only evade all of them, but to be able to climb the wall without them even noticing. It seems like they were underestimating him. Sorcerer ripped the cloth off his mouth. Hundreds of Senbons shot out. Naruto's eyes went wide as he jumped, leaping and jumping. Several of them slammed into him, slammed into his arm and leg as he dropped Deidara's hand, who flew towards it and caught it. Naruto collapsed face first on the ground. Sorcerer did not let up as he kept on, pumping Naruto with an insane amount of poison. "Did you get him?" Deidara said. "Because I want to be the one that finished him off." The both of them descended closer to see if he had done the job. However, Deadpool pulled himself up. As he leaned back, almost falling off, he started to laugh. "I feel like I've just drank at least 100 bottles of sake. Whoa, what was in those needles? Gotta say, they were fantastic." Sorcerer wondered what the hell was going on. Some of his most powerful poison, and yet somehow he was back on his feet, like nothing just happened. However, there was a sway in his steps. Naruto's poison resistance was rather high, extremely so, not to mention his powerful regeneration. His blood was constantly cycling and flushing out. As Naruto started to move around, he then started to dance. Having enough, Deidara decided to let loose. Naruto was blown off the goddamn cliff as he fell, crashing hard on the ground. Oh shit, that's going to hurt tomorrow. Nah, it hurts right now, he said as he slowly got back to his feet. He raised both of his blades as he went into a fighting stance. Bring it, he said. However, he was facing the wall, not facing the opponents. He suddenly ducked as a bird crashed in front of him and blew up, throwing him to the opposite wall, crashing into it. Naruto spread out like an eagle. Snow Angel, he said, as he kept on moving his hands up and down. However, they were doing nothing to the wall. He pulled himself out as he started to skip and sing to himself as massive explosions went off behind him. The poison was really messing with his system in unusual ways. Seeing the next cliff nearby, Naruto ran and jumped clean off, singing and screaming the entire time as he seemed to be having the most fun of his life. Both S-rank ninjas arrived as they looked down. This wasn't a waterfall or anything like that. It was just a goddamn cliff. And they saw as his body crashed through the trees below and hit the ground. There was no way that he would survive that, excusing his incredible regeneration. However, they were going to check. But by the time they arrived down there, Deadpool was nowhere to be seen. Where the hell did he go? Sasori stepped forward as he saw the upturned earth. His accomplice. Time skip, a distance away. Faster, Horsey, faster! Naruto said as he slapped Gurren on the butt. She turned and glared at him. The both of them were on one of her crystal dragons, controlled by her chakra as they moved through at incredible speed. He was still delirious from all the poison that was pumped into him. After all, the amount of poison that was pumped into him was enough to kill an entire village. And yet, all it got was delirious from him. He sang and he shouted, despite the fact that she turned and covered his mouth when that didn't work. She punched him hard across the face with the intention to knock him out, but all he did was laugh in her face, as he found it rather hilarious. When they finally arrived towards the location that she stored their target at, Naruto seemed to have finally sobered up. Whoa. You know, I think I'm gonna start experimenting with more dangerous stuff. I mean, that was so amazing, so trippy, so awesome. You almost got the both of us killed, you asshole, she said. Come on now, I didn't mean to. Not everyone can regenerate like you. I had to step in and risk my ass for you. Well, it is a fantastic ass, said Naruto. She simply glared at him even more. She knew that despite her strength and power, she did not have the capability to take down an Akatsuki member. She heard from Orochimaru how dangerous they were. Where the hell are we dropping this guy off? Just keep on going, said Naruto. Hey, by the way, thanks. She looked towards him. For coming back for me. That was a really romantic thing to do. You know, if we were in a love movie, the both of us would be making out right now. On top of your... What is this? A squirrel? Does this look like a squirrel? She said. Oh, it's a dragon. So, how about that making out? As he puckered up, only for her to slap him across the face. Huh. I guess that's a no, he said as he fell off, crashing to the ground. I guess I'm still hopped up on that poison. The only thing she could do was shake her head. Time skip. Orochimaru made his way as he watched Gurren arrive. Behind her, she was dragging something. As Naruto was gagged and tied up, she was pulling him along. After getting paid from whoever he did mission from, he chose to run away from her, saying that he wasn't ready to go back yet, which led to the both of them fighting because she told him that it's time they head back. However, None of them really wanted to kill each other. In the end, she tied him up. Well, mostly he allowed it to happen. After all, he never used his blades. What happened? Orochimaru said. He refused. Gurren said. Orochimaru did not like the fact that Naruto refused, knowing that it would be much harder to convince him to join his side. Naruto sliced himself out of the bindings, causing Gurren to sigh. She figured that he could do that a long time ago. You know, you got one feisty girl there. She matched me so well. I think I'm in love, said Naruto, but I know that she will never love me back. But from this moment on, I will try my hardest and my darnest to make sure that we are one in the future. He said in a dramatic way. He then looked around. Rough crowd, he said. So, what's up, Daddy? Orochimaru's eye twitched. The child truly had some rather eccentric personality. Maybe there was even more than one. Time skip. Gurren. 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 He kept on banging on the door over and over again. A furious Gurren ripped the door open. What? I'm bored, Naruto said, standing there. It's been 3 days now since he's been at this base. Everyone here hates me, and they don't want to talk to me. You're my only confidant, my friend, my lover. She grabbed him and pulled him in the room. Would you shut up with that, she said. What? Do you think I'm gonna take away from your reputation? Oh, I see. You don't want to be seen in public with me. So that's how you do things. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Or perhaps it's about your reputation. I see how they fear you around here. After all, you're much stronger, said Naruto. Gurren sighed. Look, I don't have all day to just goof around. I have things to do. Like what? Moments later, Naruto was tracking behind her as they arrived. So, this is your squad, Naruto said. As a group of people stood there, as Gurren had picked them out of a group of fighters because, well, they showed promise. Naruto looked at them. One of them was a tall, weird person in a blue bodysuit, pink hair, and green lipsticks, green eyes. The other one was a giant man with large arms, looking like an idiot. His facial structure just looked like he was dumb. The other one seemed to be a small old granny with white hair. The other one seemed to be a reasonable sized man, with a face mask over his mouth. He was the only one that looked normal. Let me guess, said Naruto as he pointed towards the blue guy. You're Bluey. He pointed towards the large one. You're Dummy. He pointed towards the small one. You're Granny. And you're Mr. Perfect. He said towards the normal one that stood there. Compared to the others, I must say. Who is this guy? Walking out was another. Dark eyes and dark green hair. His name was Renji. I'm the new member of this group. Actually, I'm the leader. You may all bow to me now, said Naruto. They looked at one another. As they looked back at him, I'm waiting. Who the hell is he? Renji said. He's not joining the group. Don't worry about him, she said. Naruto gripped his chest as he stepped back. What a wicked woman, he said. He then looked at his hand where there was no watch. I guess it's time. Well, I gotta get going. He started to walk away. Wait, what? Where are you going? I have a mission. You've been here the entire time. How did you get this mission? He smiled as he tapped the side of his head. He was still wearing his full suit. I have my ways. Wait, did you tell Lord Orochimaru about this? I'm sure that old Snakeface will not be bothered. I mean, I've done nothing wrong, and I am going to come back. My father is pretty cool that way. Besides, there's not really anything for me to do. And he's busy right now, so yeah, I'll do whatever the hell I want. So, see you later. He blew 3 kisses towards her. Love you, honey bun, as he made his way off, causing the others there to look at her surprised and confused as well. Gurren could only shake her head in embarrassment. Time skip. Naruto was jumping from tree branch to tree branch. Details on this meetup was not a normal one. However, if this was a setup or a plan, he would simply kill all the parties responsible, every single one of them down to the last man. Naruto arrived to see someone rather surprising. Landing on the ground, Jiraiya of the Sannin was standing there. It took him some time to get away from Orochimaru's base. So even if the Sannin had saw the direction he was coming from, he wouldn't know where the base was. Of all people, I must say, never expected to see you. How did you pull this off? I have my ways, Jiraiya said. This is the first time we're meeting, Deadpool. Nice to meet you, Sage, if we're going by that title. Well, tell me what's your name then, Jiraiya said. Oh, sorry, can't do that. So, are you here to kill me for betraying Konoha? No, said Jiraiya. Just to talk. Do you take me for some fool? I betrayed your Hokage. I betrayed your orders from your Hokage. And you expect me to believe that you just want to talk? That man is not your father. What? You heard what I said. Listen to me, said Jiraiya. 19 years ago, Kushina Uzumaki birthed her first child. And before they had the chance to name the boy, he was taken from the Hidden Leaf village, kidnapped. Myself included and others spent the past few years looking for him, but we were unable to find even a trace of him. Birthed with blue eyes, blonde hair, with each strand coming down red. The more time passed, the more they lost hope, believing that their son had been killed. Until the Chunin exams, where they lay their eyes on you. You, Deadpool, the one that has hid his face away from the world for ages now. One of the top mercenaries, who was right under their nose. Given the situation that has just recently happened, I know that. You might not believe me. However, I'm telling you, that man is not your father. Your real parents are back at the Hidden Leaf. Your real parents that miss you greatly. That wish they could have been there for you. But you were taken from them by a selfish, conniving snake that only wants to use you for his own betterment. You're not some sort of experiment like he said. Minato had told Jiraiya everything. You're the son of Minato and Kushina. You're their child. I know it's hard to believe with every revelation that you have heard so far, but trust me. All you need to do is just to trust me and come back, and we can prove it to you by testing your blood and show you that you were tricked. He said, extending a hand towards him. For the first time in a long while, he was shocked once again, but this revelation was beyond the first one that he received when he thought Orochimaru was his father. Naruto said nothing as he just stood there. This could be a trick. A trick to get him back and to make him pay for his crimes, but there was something about the way that he spoke. Naruto reached into the belt that was around his waist. He pulled out 3 objects and threw them. Jiraiya jumped away as the entire place was filled with smoke. The Sannin coughed as he tried to bypass it. He stepped away, but when he came out on the other end, Naruto was gone. Jiraiya cursed as he looked around, seeing nothing as far as his eyes could see. Was he really that fast, the Sannin thought? Meanwhile, blazing through the trees, Naruto did not want the Sannin to follow him. As he dashed as fast as he possibly can. When he was moving at his fastest, everything around him was a blur. Zip zap tearing through trees. As Naruto was heading back towards the hideout, there was a reason why he did not want Jiraiya to follow him. Because he could not confirm if Jiraiya was being truthful. If this was just a trick. However, he was going back to find out if this was truthful or not. It's been a very long time since he's been angry. If Orochimaru really took him from his real parents, did this to him, stripped him of a family, of a happy childhood, where he knew nothing about himself, that constant agony, not knowing who he was or where he was from. Naruto dashed even faster than before. Most people had limits on their bodies. Great powerful limits, however. Over the years, Naruto has learned how to surpass those limits and beyond because of how powerful his regeneration was. And now, he stopped holding back. Everything was a blur as he moved through the trees at blinding speed. One thought in his head, if this was true, he will make Orochimaru suffer. But guys, it'll be end episode right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're new. Yes guys, I indeed have 3 more of them, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace out.